Why don't you learn?
Good morning and welcome. Please continue standing in honor of our national anthem, which will be sung by Dorothy Anika, one of our graduating members of the class of 2025.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright star through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets were glad, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. That was lovely. Thank you so much. Good morning again. I am so thankful to be with you each here today in person and to get to celebrate this joyous occasion. My name is Julie Byerly, and I have the honor and privilege to be the president of Geisinger College of Health Sciences and Geisinger Health System's chief academic officer. Today, welcome to our 2025 Master of Biomedical Sciences commencement ceremony. And what a joyous occasion it is. Thank you to all the loved ones and family members who have joined us here today to celebrate this great group of talented students. Welcome to those watching us on live stream. We celebrate your presence as well. Also, I would like to acknowledge our fabulous faculty and staff here with us today, and the many faculty and staff members who have supported these students who are not here with us today. Let's have a round of applause of gratitude for our faculty. Loved ones, we know you have supported your students through this process as well, and this celebration is an opportunity to allow you to reflect on their accomplishments and celebrate with pride with them. Let's have a round of applause for our loved ones as well. But students, this is for you today. While we celebrate your accomplishments, we know that you couldn't have done it without the loved ones, faculty, co-students, staff, and others who have helped you along the way. We are all so proud of you, and we celebrate with pride along with you. We're proud of your hard work, your dedicated study, your focus. You have pushed yourselves. You have grown. Reflect for just a minute on all you have accomplished earning this degree. We applaud that today. You know, we celebrate today that this ceremony, the class of 2025, is our first post-pandemic celebration in person of our MBS graduation. And while we know there is so much we can do virtually, it is truly joyous to be in the room with one another. As proven by our graduates who learned online, we can teach and learn in the virtual space, and work teams can stay connected and cohesive in the virtual space. And it's great to be able to connect across geographic areas. And yes, we can even deliver some health care online. It works. But one thing I hope you all understand and commit to, whether you learned in person or online, is that humans matter. And human to human is what it's all about. Despite virtual meetings and the growing use of artificial intelligence, health and healthcare is deeply personal. It will never be removed from the human sphere. Your calling is to serve and connect with people. Whether you go on to a health profession as a physician, an advanced care provider, a pharmacist, another type of health professional, whether you choose to go into research and make health-oriented discoveries or other discoveries, whether you even choose to pursue a career in the healthcare business or some other kind of business, your work will touch the lives of other human beings, and that's what matters. I know that your education here at Geisinger has challenged you to reflect on that. One great strength of our Masters of Biologic Science programs is its emphasis on professional identity formation. I hope that you have felt that. That professional identity formation work is intended to teach you to appreciate how fundamental the ability to understand yourself and your connection to others, how important that is to science and to medicine. So let this diploma, which you've worked so hard to earn and we're so proud to give you, let it usher you into an authentic reality of the blend of science and service, wherever that might be for you. A life of science and service is endlessly stimulating and meaningful. You are choosing a path that matters. You will make a difference to others. You already have, and you will even more. And now, with your Geisinger degree in hand, you are taking a giant leap on that path. May it take you to exciting and rewarding places, and may the lessons you've learned here serve you well today, tomorrow, and throughout the career of your future. So congratulations, and again, best wishes as we celebrate you. Now I'm so pleased to get to introduce our student speaker, Tyler Lilly. Tyler has distinguished himself as a Geisinger student. He served as the Graduate Student Council president and an MBS admissions student ambassador representing our college. He's also been of great help to us as we go through the accreditation process, serving on a Middle State working group. I bet you didn't expect to do that. Before coming to Geisinger, Tyler worked as a researcher at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston in the Department of Infectious Diseases, specifically conducting HIV research. And he presented that research here in a share talk. Tyler, we're glad to have you, and I welcome you to the podium.
Says it here. Well, this was all reviewed, so I hope I don't go off the rails that much, but thanks, Dr. Biley. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see all my classmates in person, online, all the family members, friends, loved ones. My name's Tyler. I'm the president of the Graduate Student Council. So first off, I'd like to say thank you to all the families, friends, loved ones who are here with us today and watching online. Your support has been a vital foundation for the success of the graduate students we're celebrating today. And behind all our accomplishments stands a community of people who believed in us and helped us every step of the way. So today, I'd like to share a little insight about into what made this particular class of graduate students so unique. Looking back to our new student orientation last August, my first impression of our group was, wow, everyone's a little shy. Maybe it was first day nerves, maybe we were trying to gauge each other, but over time I ended up realizing it wasn't such a first day thing. We're a more reserved, maybe quieter group of students. Maybe family members can confirm or deny that. But now, as you may know, the MBS program uses a flipped classroom model, and that means that students study materials independently or in groups, and then they come to class to collaborate through workshops, discussions, and quizzes. And so you might think with our quieter group of students, you can imagine some days in class might sound like a room full of whispering mice. But make no mistake, being soft-spoken does not mean there was a lack of engagement. When I went around and asked faculty members what stood out most about our group, the response was very consistent. This is one of the most mature, motivated, and collaborative groups of class of students to ever come through the MBS program. We showed up every day prepared not only to learn, but to also support each other and our fellow classmates. There were no groups, no egos, no competition, just a shared eagerness for learning and respect for one another's diverse backgrounds and experiences. So this year has gone above and beyond being proactive. Every student's gone above and beyond being proactive about their education and experiences to make the most of their year in the MBS program. Both the in-person and online sections consistently worked as a team each week to finish assignments and deepen their knowledge of biomedical science. So looking back, one of my fondest memories of the year was the Geisinger Research Symposium. It's not only the largest participation of MBS students at the symposium ever, but many of our online classmates traveled long distances just to present their hard work and research in person. So afterwards, we hosted a lunch with our MBS students to celebrate their hard work. The online students, many who we never met face-to-face, immediately connected with the in-person students. They cracked jokes, started conversations, and socialized like we'd known each other all year. So during that lunch, I came to the realization that all the social students end up in our online section. Meanwhile, all the quiet students were in person. In all seriousness, it feels a little bittersweet to me that we didn't have more chances for the two groups to get to know each other. Still, I'm hopeful that our paths will cross again, whether as future classmates, co-workers, or maybe even right back here at the medical school. So this past year, many of our students have balanced rigorous course load while working jobs, caring for family members, and serving our community. I hope every graduate today can take a moment and be proud of yourselves, not just for completing a rigorous program, but also for doing it with compassion, resilience, and integrity. So the MBS program is not just a stepping stone, it's evidence of who you are and what you're capable of. Over the past year, we've not only expanded our knowledge, but many of us took the risk of stepping outside our comfort zones. You're not just prepared for your next chapter, you're prepared to make a meaningful impact in the lives of others. So I don't have an inspirational quote or like last message, but something I've been working on the last year is more positive talk to myself. So my message to my peers and everyone else in the room is to believe in yourself. You've already shown that you have the discipline, empathy, and dedication to become an extraordinary healthcare professional. I have no doubt that you will all excel in your future healthcare careers. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Jennifer Boardman, Geisinger College Associate Dean for Graduate Education. I'm honored to be with you today, and I'm delighted to introduce our commencement keynote speaker. Please help me welcome Dr. Michael Pheasant. He's an alumnus of both our MBS and MD programs and is currently a third-year resident in the Geisinger Orthopedic Surgery Northeast Residency Program. Dr. Pheasant has always been a leader, even as an undergraduate at Misericordia University, where he was the student government president and an outstanding athlete. He was a truly outstanding student at Geisinger. He received the Professional Performance Award upon graduating from the MBS program in 2017, as well as the Service to Community Award at his MD graduation in 2022. The MBS Professional Performance Award recognizes a student who is a solution seeker, takes initiative, maintains proper and effective communication, and consistently acts with integrity when challenges arise. And a Community Service Award speaks for itself. Dr. Pheasant richly deserves these recognitions. Even as he navigated the rigor of his studies, Dr. Pheasant found time to serve as Vice President of the Musculoskeletal Society and as a student ambassador, representing Geisinger to interested undergraduates and community members. Today, he continues to be the model of leadership and scholarship. He is currently serving as a SRIP research mentor for Geisinger MD students, and he is a member of the Geisinger Commonwealth Alumni Board. His ongoing research interests include degenerative spine conditions, spine trauma, and arthroplasty. He plans to pursue a fellowship in orthopedic spine surgery following his residency. In what spare time he has, he enjoys the great outdoors with family, especially hunting and fishing. It's my pleasure to welcome back to Geisinger College, Dr. Michael Pheasant.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Boardman. Thank you, Dr. Shanauer and Dr. Byerly, Dr. Jeffries, MBS faculty. Dr. Pelkowski, I have to give you a shout out. Dr. Pelkowski's on the faculty now, and we were classmates in the MD program. I walked into the dean's suite this morning, and I was very surprised and happy to see Mary back. So it makes me feel old now. Yes. But dear graduates of the 2025 MBS class, first of all, congratulations. I'm sincerely honored to be invited to speak to you today on this milestone in your academic and professional careers. I was humbled and honestly daunted when asked to give this commencement speech. I don't have a decorated career or decades of experience from which to draw wisdom. The truth is, I'm not very far removed from the seats that you're sitting in right now. 2017 feels like yesterday. As I pondered what I should say to you today, the answer, I realized, might come from a basic concept in surgical training, and that is that one of the most useful sources of practical advice is always the person just one step ahead of you. Junior faculty, fellows, senior residents, they're often the ones we turn to for clarity on day-to-day challenges. Of course, there's wisdom and experience, but for simple day-to-day advice, we turn to those just a step ahead in training. So that's what I hope to offer you today. A few simple words of advice from just a few steps further down the road. Many of you will go on to care for patients. Some will go and push the boundaries of research. Others will teach the next generation. Wherever your path leads, I hope these principles will be useful. Number 1, be grateful. I do my best to thank God every day for what I've been given. Gratitude is not sentimentality. It is a lens that brings clarity to both challenges and blessings. For many of you, this is a stepping stone to a professional school, research, or another calling. I remember it well, the looming applications, the interviews, and the upcoming MCAT. Some of you may feel that pressure already. Others may be stepping out into a stressful job or out into the unknown. Either way, my advice is the same. Be grateful for today. Gratitude sharpens your awareness. It elevates your standards. It gives you perspective. The MBS program taught me how to master large volumes of information, how to juggle competing academic demands, and gave me a foundational understanding of physiology, human structure and function, and the scientific study of human disease. I look back on that year with deep gratitude for the opportunity it provided and for the faculty and mentors who genuinely cared about my success. Number 2, always seek the truth with humility and integrity. Whether you go into medicine, research, or another path, you will undoubtedly find yourselves handling data. The data that will drive the clinical decisions of tomorrow. That is a serious responsibility, and one that will test your integrity at times. The research adage still holds: garbage in, garbage out. In just a few years, I've already seen the pressure that can fall on physicians, researchers to deliver on certain outcomes. The relationship between industry, pharmaceuticals, grant offices, and science is complex. It must be navigated carefully. Your consciences should not be an afterthought. They should be well-formed and followed closely. You've spent this year learning established facts, diseases, our classifications, protocols, all of our clinical guidelines, amazing breakthroughs that guide how we care for our patients and innovate into the future. But don't forget that our scientific community has been wrong at times. Let us use those moments to remind us to stay both humble and open-minded. The human body, like the rest of the world, is not a machine meant to be fit into our data sets, but a reality that we are trying to understand. We do not impose order on it. We discover the order that is already there. Evidence-based medicine is indispensable, but our evidence is not omniscient. Our generation was trained on this principle of evidence-based medicine. For us, evidence is the foundation of all clinical decision-making. But even in 2025, that literature has gaps. And some of the most meaningful patient encounters that I've had have occurred precisely in those gaps. I just recently spent some time with an orthopedic oncologist, Dr. Tom Bowen. I learned a lot about the current treatment options and from his surgical skill. But what struck me the most was how often we are left without clear data to guide our treatment in the field of orthopedic oncology. In a world where rare diagnoses with limited randomized controlled trials to guide treatment, the scope of evidence-based medicine is very sparse. In those moments, I saw the art of medicine at work. Dr. Bowen would say things like, "Based on my experience with similar tumors, this should work, but we don't have any data on this." Or even, "I'm sorry, but I don't have anything further to offer you if you want to keep your arm." It is in those moments where humility is imperative and patient-centered care must drive treatment. Where the evidence ends, humility and empathy must pick up the slack. Number 3, respect the day. So this phrase has two meanings. So first, literally, respect the rhythms of the day and the night. For those of you going into clinical training, time can become distorted. You'll have long days that stretch into nights and nights that bleed into post-call afternoons. You'll see the same staff come and go twice on a 24-hour shift. In the hospital, this is as disorienting as it is disheartening. Make a conscious effort to keep a schedule that connects you to the world outside the hospital or outside the lab. Have habits. Eat with your family. Go outside. Wake up and wind down with purpose. And second part of this is to do introspection. I know grammatically that phrase is incorrect, but the phrase should be introspective, but as an orthopedic resident, I get a pass on grammar. Plus, the word do is active. I like it that way. It's do introspection, so keep it that way. When I was growing up, my father used to tell me to ask 3 questions at the end of each day. What did you do today to grow in your faith? What did you do today to be a better student? And what did you do today to be a better athlete? Now, you can make those questions your own, but ask something. Look back at the day. That's the beginning of both self-reflection and self-improvement. Number 4, communicate well and often. Whether you're discussing a diagnosis, writing a manuscript, or navigating a disagreement, your ability to communicate clearly will make a difference. In the clinical world, we often say that poor communication causes more problems than poor judgment, and in many cases that's true. In your research, the clearest data set in the world is useless if you can't explain its meaning. But beyond the clinical or scientific setting, communication is the way we build and maintain relationships. It's how we show respect, empathy, and clarity. Speak plainly. Avoid the temptation to obscure your own weakness with complexity. Learn how to express yourself with precision and sincerity. But just as importantly, listen. Listen not just to respond, but to understand. These habits will shape how you care for patients, collaborate with colleagues, and support your loved ones. Real communication requires humility, attention to detail, and willingness to admit when we have misunderstood or been misunderstood. Use closed-loop communication. Closed-loop communication is important. Use it when the stakes are high. This means repeating back key information to confirm understanding, especially when giving or receiving important instructions, whether you are teaching in the lab or in the clinic. It is one of the most simplest ways to reduce error. It builds a culture of accountability. In the surgical setting, we routinely employ redundancy in communication. Multiple checks of site, and procedure. Redundancy is not inefficiency, it's wisdom. Repeating what matters is a safeguard against failure. But communication is not just for work, it's for life. The way we speak to our families, our friends, and colleagues reveals what we value and how we love. When things are hard, communicate more, not less. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Misunderstandings left unspoken fester. Missteps unacknowledged fracture your trusting relationships. So make communication a habit in all parts of your life. Number 5, leave it on the bottom rack. What does this mean? So this is a phrase coined by my Uncle Jim. It comes from weightlifting. When you squat a heavy set, you may never know how many reps you could do as a weightlifter unless you try and fail. If you fail, the bar ends up on the bottom rack. That means you gave everything to that set. In life, failure will happen. But the fear of failure will block more growth than failure itself. Don't let fear stop you. Embrace the challenges. Give everything you have. And when you finish, make sure the bar's on the bottom rack. That's how you'll know you gave it your all. So congratulations again, class of 2025. Thank you for letting me be part of this day with you. I'm truly honored. I hope these bits of advice will serve you well on the road ahead, wherever you go next, whether it's the lecture hall, the laboratory, the hospital floor, or the operating room. Bring with you gratitude, communication skills, integrity, humility, and a commitment to truth. The future of science and medicine will be shaped not only by your intelligence, but by your character. May you always seek what is good, strive for the truth, and serve others with compassion. Remember why we spent all this time learning. Not for the information itself, but for those we are called to serve. Congratulations, and enjoy the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pheasant. It is now my pleasure to introduce Geisinger College of Health Sciences Provost, Dr. Bill Jeffries. Dr. Jeffries is one of the nation's leading experts in medical education as a teacher, scholar, and advocate for active learning. Here at Geisinger, Dr. Jeffries led a curriculum renewal at our School of Medicine and led the establishment of our School of Nursing in Lewistown as a cornerstone of Geisinger's push to make the West Campus a national model for rural health excellence. Here in our School of Graduate Education, a new master's degree program in genetic counseling welcomes its first students in August. Please help me welcome Dr. Bill Jeffries.
Thanks, and congratulations to all our graduates. Dr. Byerly, I have the distinct privilege and honor of presenting the recipients of the Master of Biomedical Sciences degree. These individuals here have satisfied the requirements established by the faculty and have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Directors. As the graduates process, please note the special blue stoles that our first generation to college students are wearing. We're proud of each graduate who's about to cross the stage.
As president of Geisinger College of Health Sciences, upon recommendation of the faculty and on behalf of the Board of Directors, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree Masters of Biomedical Sciences, granting all This grants all the rights, privileges, and honors appertaining thereto, and congratulations. So now we will turn to the degrees earned in course. The candidates will be presented by Dr. Boardman.
Before we begin calling our graduates' names, I want to offer my most sincere and heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2025. Our faculty and staff join me in saying, well done. Your achievements are amazing, and every student present here today is more than deserving of your new degree. You're well prepared to succeed in your future endeavors. Best of luck in your future pathways. Let's have a round of applause for their accomplishments. Okay, will the Master of Biomedical Sciences graduates please approach the stage to receive your diplomas and hoods as I read your names. Sarah Abdo. Ariba N. Ahmed. Ama F. Adu. Venkata Subramanya Pavan Karthik Akela. Isar Mahmood Ali. Chelsea Melanie Alvarado. Dorothy Mansa Anika. Connor D. Ballard. Catherine Elizabeth Baptiste. Tyler Batista Nieto. Allison Christine Brousseau. Kostav Chakrabarty. Chinwendu Josephine Chukwani. Rika May J. Siriaco. Ashley Renee DaCosta. Joyce Damilola Davis. Alzara Mahmoud Elsed. Khadija Fofana. Isabel Rennie Hebert. Emily Lynn Henry. Stacy Iziuche Imoma. Ashley Eileen Kimball. Ryder Patrick Lathrop. Tyler J. Lilly. Jennifer McPhillips. Rocco Napoli. Mahesh Nukala. Joseph Patrick Osborne. Krishna S. Patel. Chloe Elizabeth Pizak. Sarah Safula. Sabrina Simeon. Yasmin B. Smith. Carson Miranda Turner. Tyranny Rose Oidas. Congratulations to our Masters of Biomedical Sciences graduates.
Congratulations, class of 2025. We are proud of each one of you. And now we invite all of us collectively together to join in celebration in the singing of our alma mater. The words of our alma mater are found on the back side of your program. And I invite all of us to stand. We will stand and sing the alma mater, and then the faculty will lead the recession, followed by the graduates. Loved ones, we invite you to stand in your places while the recession occurs, and then we will gather for a reception in the lobby. Students, get your picture taken first. You know that. We will be accompanied in our alma mater by recorded music that you will hear right now.